My name is Warren Seegers, and this is my family. Penny, my wife of 15 years, loves to save money. It's ironic her name is Penny, since she's the biggest penny pincher I know. She is so good at the coupon game that she is able to buy $200 of groceries for next to nothing or nothing at all. This is a good thing because it allows her to be a stay-at-home mom for our 4 children. Our oldest daughter, Jory, is 15. She'll be starting high school next year and is already anticipating getting her driver's license. That thought is unnerving to me, but I can't stop time and I'll just have to deal with it. Besides, the thought of boys and dating worry me more. Oh yeah, she loves to talk back. On the other hand, our 7-year-old daughter Gwen doesn't talk back yet. She just loves to talk. She is Daddy's little girl and loves to help me whenever she can. While assisting, she will tell me about her day and ask questions about anything her inquiring mind can think of. Then there is Coy and Zane, our 4-year-old twin boys. What one doesn't think of, the other will, and that's all I have to say about that. So why am I sharing all this information about my family in a home improvement show? Because when it comes to home improvement, I think of my large family, naturally making my projects big. For example, when I decided to put up a playset in the backyard, I logged onto the internet to check prices. Of course, I thought for the same price, I would build a bigger and better one myself. So I did. It's complete with a 110 square foot deck, 2 slides, 3 swings, a rope to climb, a tire swing, a tire ladder, and a sandbox, all fenced in with a bench for Mom and Dad. Then when my family outgrew our current home, I turned the living room into a dining room and the garage into the living room. Then I built a new garage on the front. The only problem was this still didn't make enough room for our family of 6. This is the reason why I am turning this diamond in the rough into our very own green home.
Well, we got 4 kids, a cat, and a dog, and we're looking for an open space where we can stretch our legs and start a new life and build us a greener place. Our structure stood with no inner walls and a big hole in the roof. Now it's hard to build the American dream, and brother, this is living proof. A giant labor of love is falling down on County Road 1. But with TLC and nature's harmony, we can keep it from coming undone. Seegers Family Edifice Venture, a practical way to go green. Seegers Family Edifice Venture, show you something that you've never seen.
The Seegers Family Edifice Venture is sponsored in part by Habitat for Humanity of Elkhart County, building decent, affordable housing with people in need. WVPE 88.1, a NPR station. Inform, entertain, inspire. Anco Products Incorporated, our energy saves you energy. And Heritage Antique Lumber, crafting fine furniture, custom cabinetry, and trim using lumber from historic barns.
Our story began on July 7th of 2004 when my wife was sitting on this deck watching those kids play, and she was thumbing through these real estate magazines when she noticed it being the building. The property was listed with A Progressive Realty in Elkhart. At the time, our next door neighbor, Ed Shepard, worked for him. So we jumped in the car and we drove over to the building to take a look. At the time, we couldn't get in, but I still liked what I saw. So Ed went back to the real estate agent and set up an appointment for us to meet with Dave Single. You're sure those kids are mine, right? Dave Single then set up a time for us to meet with the owner, Roger Thompson. You might think everything went well and we closed right away. If you thought that, you thought wrong. On the first meeting with Roger, he was asking $75,000 and was selling the building and property with another parcel. With myself being a high school teacher and Penny a stay-at-home mom, money was an issue. Roger didn't want to sell the property separately or come down in price. All talks came to a stop. To top off everything, I received orders on February 5th, 2005 to report to Fort Knox, Kentucky no later than March 17th, 2005 to train troops for 3 months. Any further plans to work toward the building would have to wait until I returned home. It still sounds like we had a plan, right? Wrong. 2 weeks before I was to be released from active duty at Fort Knox, the Sergeant Major hand-delivered orders for me to report to Fort Benning, Georgia for 365 days. Now you think this might be bad in our efforts in obtaining the building. Not really, because this story has a lot of twists in it. I found out the Army was offering a $15,000 cash re-enlistment bonus for drill sergeants. So I re-enlisted, and instantly I had a down payment for the building, but I still had 300 some days left on the trail. The months passed, and I came home for Christmas Exodus. While home on leave, Penny noticed the building hadn't been sold yet, so we met with Dave Single and Roger Thompson again. The back property originally packaged with the deal was sold a few days prior to us meeting, but Roger was willing to sell an adjacent parcel in the deal. Since I re-enlisted and had that bonus in the bank, we were able to meet with the attorney an hour later and write the land contract. With everyone in agreement of the deal, all signed their names to the dotted lines, and we became the new owners. We ended up paying $55,000 for the building with a $5,000 down payment and $29,000 for the adjacent land with a $500 down payment. The total cost was $84,900 minus a $5,500 down payment left us with a balance of $79,400. Out of the $15,000 bonus, we still had $9,500 left over to pay off our car loans and work on the building. And trust me, there was and still is a lot of work that needs to be done to the building. Curious about our plans? Let's take a look. This is the south side of the house, and this is my wife, Penny.
Hi.
The building has about 6,200 square feet in it with 3 levels.
It has a half basement, a mid-level, and a loft.
This is going to be the front section of the house where the main entrance is going to be, and there's going to be a porch built off of that.
The porch is a requirement by me.
All right, is that about it?
I think that covers everything. So let's look at the east side of the building.
We have some really great things planned for the east side of the building. As a matter of fact, this is where our project starts getting eco-friendly or turning green.
We're going to have a deck that's going to come off from this side of the building out about 20 feet and run from one side to the other.
But underneath the deck is going to be a water collection system.
In fact, did you know that with every 1,000 square feet of rooftop, 650 gallons of water can be collected with just 1 inch of rain?
And with the size of the roof we have here, that's a lot of rain that can be collected. And we can use that water then to water our large yard, garden, or even landscaped areas.
Or even have the kids wash the cars or power wash the siding if they get in trouble.
I like that idea.
You want to take a look at one of my favorite projects we have planned?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
This is my favorite part of our venture. The southeast corner is going to be turned into a greenhouse with a breakfast loft.
At one time, there used to be a structure that was attached to this side of the building, but it was torn down. What we're going to do is use a pre-existing foundation to place the greenhouse walls on, and on top of everything, we plan on putting a hot tub on the inside.
The boarded up window is going to be turned into a doorway leading from the kitchen onto the breakfast loft that'll overlook the greenhouse. It'll be so pretty, it might actually inspire me to cook.
I pretty much doubt that. You want to snap your fingers so we can move along?
Sure. You suck.
I'm gifted. This is the southwest side of the building and another great example of recycling. You can see the shower stall that's in the ground. Well, that was left in our front property by who knows who. Anyway, I was a little bit irritated that someone put it in our front property and left it for me to dispose of.
Our teenage daughter, though, in the midst of spouting all of her teenage wisdom, actually came up with an excellent idea of turning it into a garden pond.
And you can see we've already started the work, and we'll show you the complete project from start to finish in a later episode.
In the meantime, the dirt hills provide an excellent place for the kids to play while we're working on the building.
And in the evening, after they take their bath, it leaves a nice dirt ring, too, on the tub.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and snap your fingers so we can move to the next area?
Sure.
Huh. I wonder where my wife went to. Anyway, the west side of the building is going to be the heart and soul of my man space. This is going to be the garage, and I'm going to make it big. I wonder where she went to. Where'd you disappear to?
Oh, I could give a rat's butt about the garage. That's your man's space. I was down here planning our master suite.
Well, I know you weren't over here checking out the preparation table because you can't cook.
No, I was planning on putting that in the laundry room for my household items stockpile.
Well, anyway, we are in the half basement. It's dark, damp, and dreary, and it used to be a cafeteria when this building was part of a church camp. What we plan on doing with this part of the building is turning it into bedrooms and a laundry room.
The main entrance to the greenhouse will be through that door, and the rest of the floor plans for the half basement will progress with the project. And now we're going to pop up to the midsection.
Wow, you're getting better at that.
I've been practicing. Anyway, this is the mid-level, and over the years it's been used as a girls' dormitory, camp activities room, and a sanctuary for various churches.
And what we plan on doing is making this the main living area, complete with a home theater, a study, a living room, dining room, kitchen, and entertainment area with the main entrance off the north side.
Over the entertainment area will be cathedral ceilings with a loft on either side for offices and a guest bedroom.
Well, that about does it for our tour of the building. When we come back, we'll give you a brief history of the property, and we start our construction project, and we'll show you what we've done to the building so far.
Heritage Antique Lumber is a small, family-run business.
We reclaim lumber and we turn it into something you can be proud of and you will be happy with.
The uniqueness of our cabinetry is one of a kind.
Heritage Antique Lumber makes furniture, crafts, mirrors, frames, and more using reclaimed barnwood.
We at Heritage Antique Lumber consider ourselves more than just craftsmen. We are also artists.
Visit our website and see our quality, heritageantiquelumber.com.
Since the early 1960s, Texturefine insulation has been an environmentally friendly product. Our unique process diverts millions of pounds of fiberglass scrap from landfills each year. Today, high-quality standards have made Anco Products a world-class industry leader in high-tensile strength, resilient insulation products.
Anco products include laminated metal building insulation,
insulated flexible duct system,
and indoor air quality, GreenGuard certified Texturefine insulation.
Green isn't a new initiative. We started in the 60s.
Anco Products, our energy saves you energy. The building had a glorious past, and I mean that literally. Since its erection in the early 1940s, it has been owned by several churches. We know the building was originally a Free Methodist Youth Church camp. We found an old camp schedule in our building from 1963. The schedule is full of historic information. For $9, campers had a fun-filled week with good, wholesome food served by the cooks with plenty of milk with each meal. Other items we can date the building with include antique trash, like this Milk Duds box from the 1950s. How do we know it's from the 1950s? Notice the box says Holloway's Milk Duds and not Hershey's. In 1928, Milton J. Holloway took over F. Hoffman and Company of Chicago, the original manufacturer of Milk Duds. Holloway then sold the business to Beatrice Foods in 1960. Hershey's didn't acquire Milk Duds until 1996 from Leaf. Other trashy artifacts that we can date the building with include Chesty chip bags with a price of 10 cents, and wrappers from a Zero Bar, Dum Dum Sucker, and a bar of Ivory soap. The camp in its glory days had over 100 structures before it closed. After the camp closed, our building was passed through several different churches and used for a sanctuary. The pictures shown are from Roger Thompson taken in 1991 when most of the original buildings were burned down in controlled fires. So where are we on our project? If you recall, we bought the property in December of 2005 while I was on leave. On March 25th, I took 13 days of leave and we started the renovation beginning with the roof since it had a large hole that didn't keep the elements out. We decided to go with a steel roof for several reasons. First, a steel roof weighs 1/3 less than shingles. We get quite a bit of snow in northern Indiana, so weight is a concern. The life expectancy of a roof can be 30+ years depending on the manufacturer. Plus, all Energy Star labeled pre-painted roofs can qualify for a $500 tax credit. So you can see a metal roof was a green-green situation. Green for the environment, cutting down on the energy used to heat and cool the home, and the extra green we'll have in our pockets from the lower utility bills. Before the steel roof could go on, the old shingles had to be removed. We could have put the steel roof over the shingles, but with the age of the building, we wanted to be sure the decking was still good. It took 2 days to remove the shingles. During the day, Penny and I worked on the roof ourselves. In the afternoon, my cousin Jim Hagan would come over after work and help us out. We had to clear over 3,000 square feet of shingles on a roof with a very challenging pitch. All right, here we go. We're tearing up the final part of what would be considered the tar paper. We're going to see what's underneath here. Hopefully we won't see anything that's going to surprise us. If we do have any surprises, we're already prepared for that. We already have all the plywood decking that we need to redeck the whole roof here if we have to. It's like peeling an orange, don't you think? You know how when you peel an orange, you try to take it all off in one peel? With the roof completely clear to the shingles and sheathing, it was now time to pick everything up and put it in the dumpster. The easiest way I know to get the job done is to have your kids invite their friends to help with a motivational pizza party after. Coming up on the Seegers Family Edifice Venture, new fascia, gable, the hole gets fixed, and the panels are placed.
88.1 WVPE Public Radio is a vital communication resource that strives to inform, entertain, and inspire. National Public Radio is an internationally acclaimed producer and distributor of non-commercial news, talk, and entertainment programming. WVPE serves local listeners with a distinctive blend of national and local programming and annual events. In 2008, WVPE launched a sustainability initiative which includes green events and programs. Learn more at WVPE.org.
Habitat for Humanity of Elkhart County does more than build houses for those in need. They provide education on personal finance, homeownership, parenting, and other life skills to help those moving into these houses turn them into homes. Habitat for Humanity of Elkhart County, working with people from all walks of life to build simple, decent, affordable homes. For more information on how you can help, visit www.habitatec.com.
With the aftermath of the shingle removal cleaned up, time was beginning to run short. We still had to replace the fascia, gable, and put the felt and insulation down before any panels could be placed. Out of 13 days of leave, I only had 5 left. The decking looked good, but there were a few areas that had to be replaced. Before putting the fascia up, I tore out all the decking 2 boards up from the edge. Most of it was severely weathered or rotted completely. I then cut the rafters so the fascia would lay vertical with the wall. This all went fairly quick and I finished the work by 3 o'clock, the time that I expected Jim to arrive after he got off work. We started to place the felt down and all seemed to be moving along well until Mother Nature threw us a curveball.
Tonight, partly cloudy skies, maybe a thunderstorm, low 54. Tomorrow can be really icy, windy with strong thunderstorms likely in the afternoon. Storms could produce hail. High 61, and then Saturday, mostly cloudy, no rain, but high only 47. Right now, 67 degrees, and by my clock, you still got an hour of work left, right?
We put down as much felt as time would allow and hoped for the best. The best didn't work out. The weather didn't hold, and we lost an entire day of work to a few nasty storms. On April 1st, my cousin Tony Clark came down from Michigan to lend us a hand. Probably just in time, too. I only had 3 days left, and much of the felt that was on the roof was now blowing around the yard. The major storms passed, but we still had some light rain throughout the day, with a lot of wind. While Tony showed off his skills as a roofer, Jim and I worked on the hull. It took 2 days to repair the hull, replace the other rotted decking, and to felt the entire roof. I was now left with 1 day to complete the job. I called the first sergeant for additional days of leave and was granted 1. It wasn't enough, but 1 additional day was better than no days at all. Jim called a friend he knew who would help for a price. I wanted to avoid paying someone to do the job, but the situation didn't allow me much choice. We put down as many panels as we could until my time ran out, and then I had to return to active duty. Jim's friend thought he could complete the job in one weekend, and he said he would finish it for $600. He came back twice in a period of 3 months. The job wasn't getting done, so I took a 4-day pass to complete the job myself. After the roof project, we did do a few more things to the house. Over Christmas Eve of 2006, Jory's friend Ian helped me rip out the old decking in the kitchen. We started putting down the new decking and realized the support beam underneath was sagging 3 to 4 inches. Knowing I did not have enough time to take that project on, we put in Energy Star windows in the kitchen. Remember, always check for tax credits you may qualify when putting in energy efficient windows. At the time of our purchase, Energy Star windows qualified for a 10% tax credit, meaning for every $100 we spent on Energy Star windows, we received a $10 tax credit. It doesn't seem like much, but it does add up quick. Plus, it's a green-green winning situation. So that's where we are on the project. We put up a new roof and started on the kitchen by putting in Energy Star windows and laying down some of the floor.
The Seegers Family Edifice Venture is sponsored in part by Habitat for Humanity of Elkhart County, building decent affordable housing with people in need. WVPE 88.1, a NPR station. Inform, entertain, inspire. Anco Products Incorporated, our energy saves you energy. And Heritage Antique Lumber, crafting fine furniture, custom cabinetry, and trim using lumber from historic barns.
If you like our video series, you'll love our website. Check it out at www.edificeventure.com. See pictures, read blogs, find cool links, plus information and tips to help you get started on your own green, sustainable home improvement projects. Next time on the Seegers Family Edifice Venture. I am released from active duty and return home. We find out what it's going to cost to get utilities, and an out-of-control fire is too close for comfort.